What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. So today is September the 2nd. I want to give you a quick pre-market update over some of the hot movers and what big money is really focusing on today. Before we get into any of that, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. So starting off, there's one big data point for today, and that's ISM manufacturing coming out at 9 a.m. Current forecast is 48.2. 50 in general is a key pivot, so anything above 50 shows more of an expansion, anything below 50 shows more of a contraction occurring in the broader market. Even for instance though, if it does come in, let's say at 49, market still might interpret that as a positive because it's a lot better than that 48.2 forecast. So at the end of the day, this could really move the market. But aside from that, though, it does look as though prior to even that data, the market's relatively negative. So Dow is down 0.76, S&P down 0.97, NASDAQ down 1.29%. And in all fairness, nothing really came out over the weekend to justify this push lower. Aside from, with the long weekend, people had time to see exactly how high many indexes have actually gone. So we can kind of just see we've been on a crazy tear since pretty much the lows in April. And psychologically, people kind of know that September is a bad month. So over the last 10 years, on average, the S&P does go down 2.2%. So over this last kind of weekend, people had time to digest all that and really get in their head. So in my opinion, today's push lower is very psychological. And I think even generally leading up to today, for those of you that watch a lot of my other videos, you would know I've been really hinting at lower and lower volume. So meaning big money has been somewhat anticipating either this to occur or something greater. This whole week, there's a lot of big data coming out on a side note, but I think today's push lower is very, very psychological. With that said, getting right to it, SoFi is down 3.88%. So they are kind of breaking on a technical standpoint, but 9.3% of the free float is being shorted, works to be 109.46 million shares overall are being shorted. So I don't really see shorts being that active today. In SoFi's case, because they've been largely returning, but a couple of key points to watch for. So with it at 24.49, it is trading right now between this R1 and the pivot. So 24.64 is going to be that key point you really want to watch for SoFi to get above and close above. If not, you are going to see a further push lower. 21.68 is going to be a strong support, and I don't see that being on the table whatsoever today. Moving on, NIO. So NIO put out some very impressive numbers yesterday. So they put out their August delivery numbers, and right now I do believe that their earnings call is underway. So it is up 1.88%. Aside from that, though, shorts aren't doing anything during the pre-market. So 11.32% of the free float is being shorted. Works out to be 174.66 million shares overall being shorted. Anticipate in NIO's case, shorts to be very active as what they typically are. So regardless of the actual results of the earnings, I do feel that shorts are going to be fairly active. A couple of key points though, with 658. It is exactly on this R1 for the most part. So 659 for today is going to be that key kind of pivot. So best case scenario, it does close above that. If not, then you might see some consolidation. So 591 is going to be a strong support, and then $7 was going to be the next strong target / resistance point. So during the pre-market, very early pre-market, I guess because of everything, it did touch this pivot point. So just be aware that that is a possibility. So 591, just kind of watch for that. Moving on from here, ticker is GCTK. So GlucoTrack, it is up 35%. No news, no SEC filings, but every time I see a stock down about 99.87%, which it is, and it's up for no reason, it is fair to assume that it is dilution related. So even looking right here, they have a ton of warrants. As you can kind of see there, convertible notes as well. So this definitely has dilution written all over it. So you can make some money based on kind of riding the wave, but be aware, if you get caught, you're going to be screwed. So this is more for the experienced day trader, in my opinion. Unless you do whatever I'm not here to kind of convert you or whatever. So if you want to trade it, do it. But I would really consider cutting some losses after today if the day trade doesn't really work, because yeah, data doesn't lie. Down 99%. Market cap only 3.8 million, so this is kind of at the end of its road fairly soon. When it comes to shorts though, they're not a big issue. So only 3.21% of the free float's being shorted, works out to be 27,000 shares. So this definitely isn't a squeeze play, and what's happening during the pre-market isn't attributed to shorts. With it right now at 568, it is trading between this pivot and this S1. So $7 is going to be the next round target / resistance, and dependent on dilution, it could be possible, like I said, riding the wave up, but just be aware, it usually these kind of fall very fast. So 523 and then 414 is going to be support levels. Moving on, OpenDoor. So it is losing a little bit of momentum. During the pre-market was and overnight, it was actually doing fairly well. So it is down 4.72%. No news from them, no SEC filings or whatever else. 24.07% of the free float is being shorted. Works out to be 158.37 million shares overall are being shorted. I do anticipate shorts in this case to be fairly active. A couple of key points though. With that 414, you want to see it get above that 438 today. Best case scenario. If not, then you are going to see more consolidation. So 361 is going to be that strong support. And then 438 followed by 515, it's going to be the next round target / resistance points. And then last but not least, tickers ALTS. It is down 18.4% because of the AK that they did put out on Friday evening, and you can kind of see just a lot of interesting points have been made right there. So I'm not going to dive deep into it, but it looks as though that the board was made aware on May the 7th about various money laundering and criminal liability offenses and whatever else. So clearly not all that great. 6.6% of the free float's being shorted, works out to be 6.82 million shares overall being shorted. But right now with it as 652, it is trading between this pivot and this S1. 594 is going to be a strong support. 685 is going to be the next strong target / resistance. Similar to the other stocks, if you're going to see any sort of recovery, it'll be that point, so this pivot point to really watch for. And in my opinion, like I said, I think today's push lower is very psychological. Some of the stocks I did bring up do justify either being higher or lower, but I do feel like there is going to be a kind of buy the dip type of scenario that does play out. Most likely we won't be closing green, but there might be some opportunity for day trades. So stay cautious out there, day trade accordingly, and everything else. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. One final thing, pop over to my Patreon if you're looking for some solid buy signals on stocks, options, crypto, many of which have been absolutely on point. Worthwhile to pop over there and take a look. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching.